Hello and welcome to another Sensei's pod. Sensei's. So sorry. Sorry. Hey, it's Sensei again. Hold on. Hmm. Gotta have that coffee. All you gotta do today before I get started, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share us out, and comment as well. It helps the algorithm and grow the channel. We recently just hit our 300 goal, and we want to keep growing. So I appreciate you guys for tuning into these daily drops that I do, and even our pods on Sundays that go live. But without further ado, let me go ahead and continue here. As you can see, the trailers running there. Splinter Cell, the old school Splinter Cells, which I do miss, and it's a classic. And I do mean classic in a very, very loose way because there hasn't been a Sam Fisher game in quite some time. At least not in his own game. He's been in everything else but his own game, which is a shame. Which segues me into what today's topic is going to be for me is the Ubisoft. There's several things going on with Ubisoft right now. This one you see up front on the screen, Ubisoft is they could be selling their company, and I put air quotes because I don't know. But they could be selling their company. Ford put out an article saying Microsoft or Sony are they going to be buying them? Reports this past week has been circulating that there's inner turmoil and long declining stock prices. That's not a surprise. With all the stuff going on in Ubisoft, with all the accusations, with the allegations of the harassment going on in the workplace and so on and so forth going down. There are allegations and allegations at this point. Stock prices are dropping over there, so they're not doing so good right now. I mean, I know there was a time where the company was almost taken over hostile a while ago by other companies, and Ubisoft fended them off somehow. But this time it's a different story. It's like a different atmosphere. They have all this black cloud looming over them, and stock is dropping, so they're looking to sell. Um, and then Forbes put out an article with like many others. They're putting out articles where it's like, is Microsoft or Sony, can they buy them? Would they buy them? And I'm just gonna lend my opinion on that. When it comes to the Microsoft side, I really don't see them getting into a buying out Ubisoft thing. Would I like to see that? Of course, I would like to see that. They have plenty of great IPs, rich IPs that I would like to see even brought back. I already mentioned Splinter Cell. I know they're making a reboot of it, but who's to say it's not going to be a live service game? Which I don't think I want that. And then this version of Ubisoft is not the way it used to be back then, but. They got great IPs, man. They have the old school Rainbow Six IPs. They have the old school Ghost Recon IPs, the Raymans, the Splinter Cell, like I mentioned. There's plenty of that to go around. Prince of Persia, those games put UB on the map. Those are classic games, and would I want Microsoft to buy them? Of course I would, but would they? I don't know because the thing is, here's my opinion on that. They're currently going through the transition phase of buying out Activision. So with that being said, Activision with their own problems they have over there, with their own allegations going on over there with their employees and all that stuff, with the harassment case and all that suit going on over there, Microsoft's dealing with that when it comes to the transition going through with that side of the thing. I don't see them grabbing another company that with the same black cloud over them looming over them. I just don't see it. But if they do, it will be a big surprise to me. Now, Sony, on the other hand, buying them, I would like to see that as well. I just don't know if they have the money to do that. Now, I'm just, again, my opinion, I just don't know if they have the capital to go ahead and buy a Ubisoft company. The reason I say I would like any of these two studios or two developers or whatever you want to call them to buy this company up and produce those IPs is because at least with these two companies, I know that they will treat these games and these IPs with care for the gaming community, and they'll treat it right because they've both been in the gaming business for quite some time, and they both have shown that they about the gamers in the community one way or another in their own way. I say that because if not these two, then you have other companies like Embracer Group, Tencent. They come around, they start buying up these companies, and they've been doing this now. They've been buying so much, of these IPs or these companies. That at the end of the day, it just seems like it just seems like an IP grab just to make money out of it, and they just dump it later on. I don't see them, embracing, no pun intended, but embracing these IPs and flourishing them and bringing them back to classic status the way they used to be. Even though Ubisoft is not doing that themselves, but I just don't see any of these two companies buying them. But it does look like there's private equity groups like looking into it and investigating, like Blackstone Inc., KKR and Company. Those are potential people, companies that have been looking into it and actually reviewing, their financials and their IPs and that kind of stuff. See if they're going to be bought. One way or another, though, it does look like they are going to be bought. So it's interesting to see how this is going to develop going forward. I'll probably update the story going forward, but in the future. But that's crazy how this is like happening so fast, in my opinion. But that's that side. What do you guys think about Ubisoft being sellers, and if Microsoft or Sony or anybody else is going to buy? Sound off in the comments. Let me know. The other thing I want to talk about here with Ubi, staying with Ubi here, this whole episode you haven't noticed is about Ubi. Oh, give me a second. It's coffee time. Hits the spot. The other thing I want to talk about is Ubisoft shuts down online services for 90 older games. This story was updated because it was less than that, but now it's 90 games across all platforms, which is kind of sad in ways because like my son right now currently, he just got back into playing is it Wildlands or Breakpoint? Sorry, got back to playing Breakpoint. I myself was not a fan of it, but it is a game that he plays, and those servers will be shut down. But you got games like Rainbow Six Vegas 1, Vegas 2. I always revisit those games over and over again, even though those servers are has been dead for quite some time. I still revisit those games from time to time because those are classics to me, and I enjoy playing the Vegas 1 and 2. I really wish they did a reboot or remake of those titles, that world of Rainbow Six. Um, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is another one that's losing online feature. People still play that. Double Agent, Assassin's Creed. So there's a lot of games in here, classic games in here that even though they're pretty much for the most part not being played on an everyday basis. They're dead servers, but there are people who still revisit them from time to time and jump in there and play. It's just not enough for them to keep these servers up, and I quite understand that. It takes a lot of resources just to keep these servers up from back in the days. It makes me wonder how does Call of Duty, how does Activision do that with Call of Duty? Because you could literally right now you could jump into a Call of Duty title from World at War to the original Modern Warfare to Black Ops 1, and you can still play those games because the servers are up. So it makes me wonder what are they doing, how are they keeping those servers up? But Assassin's Creed and all these other games, Ubisoft decided to pull the plug on and not spend any more resources on it, which makes more sense. It makes sense because the financial side as well with them going on with what's going on with that company. But these games will be starting to they're going to start sunsetting starting this month, and they're going to move forward sunsetting these games. They're not going to do entirely all at one time. They're just going to sunset little by little, but eventually everything will be sunsetted at the end of the day. But I'll have this link, both these links listed in my description for you guys to check it out. But other than that, man, that's what I got about Ubisoft. What do you guys think? Is it are they gonna sell? They're not gonna sell. To whom they're gonna sell? And what do you guys think about these shutdowns with these online servers and these older games? You guys still play them? Sound off in the comments. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Happy fucking gaming.